Okay, so you are going to do it algebraically instead of graphing. Now, the two things I'm going to teach you in this lesson are these two methods. One is called the elimination method. That is by the way, that is
process of elimination.
That is, hang on. That is tomorrow. Won't even talk about elimination today. Tomorrow we'll do elimination. This is what you're doing today. You're going to do the substitution method. Okay? The rest of the goals, come back, read them. If you can't do them, you know, you got to ask me, what do you mean by that? All right, here we go. When solving a system by graphing, this is yesterday now, by graphing, the coordinates of the point of intersection may not be what?
Obvious.
Yeah, like, can you really pick out a point? 2 3/4, comma 1/4?
No.
That's hard. That's super hard. It's not obvious. Sometimes the intersection is just a what? It's just a guess. And if it's just a guess, it's not a real good method, the graphing method. It's a method. It's not the greatest method. So it may be better to use another method. You can use what method? Substitution method to solve a system of equations when it is easy to isolate one of the variables. When I say isolate a variable, I mean get it by itself. Y equals this. X equals that. Okay? Here are your rules on how to do it. I'm not going to read it to you. I want to show you something. I'm going to show you the easiest substitution problem there is. Okay? Then we'll actually do some harder ones. Okay, so here is a quick, easy example. Okay, so if I say, here's your first equation, x equals 10, and then I say the other equation is x plus y equals 12. What's the solution to this system?
Just put
Y
10 in
equals
for
2.
x.
Y is 2.
Put
Okay.
10 in for x.
Well, most of you are looking at this right now going, wait a minute. You already know what x is. X is what?
10.
X is 10. Hey guys, if you know what x is, can't we substitute it into the other equation?
Yeah.
Okay, so you put it right here, 10 plus y equals 12, and then you come up with y. What's y?
2.
10 plus 2 equals 12, so y is 2. So the answer to this system is
10.
10 comma what? 2. Would I have got that by graphing those two lines?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I would have. By the way, x equals 10 is vertical. X plus y equals 12 is horizontal. They'd go like this. And they'd hit right here at what?
10, 2.
10, 2. They'd hit right at 10, 2. Yes, ma'am.
It's kind of similar, but on Facebook you see those, if you're a genius, then you can figure this out. And it's like, it's pictures instead of x and y.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this plus this equals this number.
36. Yeah.
And then it
Then you have to
uses
figure
different
out what all
symbols.
these pictures are.
And then after you figure out each of them, it gives you a more complicated one.
Yep.
And you have to solve for it. And it's like, that's why only genius can figure it out.
I actually felt
Yeah.
that was the other day.
And you know what? They did that kind of stuff in first grade with you guys. You guys know you were doing algebra back in first grade?
No.
Second grade? Watch this. Back in second grade, they probably did this to you.
Oh.
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
put
and then
box
just be
plus
7.
3 equals 10, and then you stuck the number in. What'd you put?
7.
7. Well, guess what? By the time you got to like 8th grade, they went like this. Same problem.
I think if
You
like,
were doing algebra in second grade.
I
Really?
think if they started us off with x and just said that is any number at all, it would make going into algebra a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the same thing. It's just a different picture for it.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so move on. Come on down. So I'm going to do another one, but I'm going to do this one, and this one's much harder than the one I just gave you. But let me quick read you what you're supposed to do when you do the substitution method. The first thing you do when you do the substitution method, you take one of the equations, solve one equation for one of the variables. This one was already solved for x. You knew x was 10. It was so easy for you. That's not always the case. You have to solve one of the equations for one of the variables. Just pick one. Once you do it, Then you substitute the expression for y or x in the other equation. And I'm not going to read any more because we're going to get started and you'll see this is exactly what we're doing. All right, here we go. It says use the substitution method to solve this problem. All right. Well, the first thing you have to decide, which variable do you want to solve for? This x, this y, this x, this y. What looks easiest?
Single Y.
Second Y.
Y by
The
itself.
bottom y?
Bottom Y.
Because it has what?
It's by itself.
It's all by itself. It says y equals. Look, it already says y equals. You just have to get the 2x over there. So, I'm just going to write you a quick note when solving for a variable, either x or y, doesn't matter. Always pick the variable with a coefficient of 1. Now, the word coefficient, what's a coefficient?
The
What it
number in front of it.
multiplies by.
The 3 is a multiplier. It's a coefficient. The 4 is a multiplier. It's a coefficient. Coefficients 2, here are the coefficients 1. I'm telling you, when solving for a variable, always pick the variable with a coefficient of 1. This is the only one I expect you to solve for. So what if you had 3, 4, 2, and what if this was a 5?
You just
Pick
pick
the
any of
smallest
the
number.
2.
No. You pick tomorrow's lesson. Tomorrow's lesson is when there is no 1 here. We go with the other method. It's called the elimination method. You only use the substitution method when you see what? A coefficient of 1. This is the only time we do the substitution method. Okay? All right, so let's do it. Ready? Take this equation, just come down here and solve for y. So it says 2x plus y equals 10. Get the 2x over here with the 10. By,
Subtracting 2x.
okay, thank you. And put it there. And now it says y equals, I usually put the x term first and the constant last. Okay? And now this is something I do. Not many teachers will tell you to do this, but I do this. Whatever y equals, when you took the time to solve for y or x, circle what y equals, and I want you to call it home. Call it home. Because every morning you leave your home, you go to school, you do your things, and then what do you do at night?
Come back.
You always come back home. In this substitution method, you will always come back home, and then you're going to know what x is later. You'll know x is 5 or 10. You'll put the number in for x. You'll solve it. You'll get your y. You will come back here last. The last thing you do is come back home, stick it in. Stick the x value in. Okay, so now, what did step 2 say to do? Take your expression that you know y equals, and you have to put it in the other equation. Well, what's the other equation? Up here. You got to go to the other equation that you didn't solve for y, and you got to put it somewhere. Where are you going to put this number, negative 2x plus 10?
Where the x
After
is.
4. For Y.
It says
Oh,
right
yeah.
here. Wherever y is, you stick that number in for y, so you'll go right there, and you will stick it into that other equation for y. And now you're going to take this equation, and you're going to come over here, and you're going to solve it for the only letter that will be left, and that will be x. So we rewrite this equation. 3x plus, here it goes, 3x plus 4 times y. Well, 4 times y, use your parentheses, and then a 12 out here, I guess. Okay, what are we putting in for this y?
Negative 2x plus 10.
Yep, negative 2x plus 10. You with me? Okay. Now it comes down to this. Your Algebra 1 teacher worked awfully hard with you to get you to solve equations. So now we're back in 9th grade. Can we solve this equation for x? First thing you'd probably do on the left side is what?
Get your same numbers.
Yeah, distribute the multiplier through. You got a 4 here, right? Let's go 4 times this and 4 times that. So 3x, say it,
Minus 8x
8x
plus 40.
plus 40 equals 12. Got it? Okay. Distribute through. Then look for what on the left side? What's the next thing you should look for?
X.
What?
Like terms.
Like terms. Combine like terms. 3x, take away 8x. Negative 5x. Thank you.
40.
It's 40, not 10.
Oh,
40.
40. Sorry. 40. Plus 40. Okay, next. Get the x term all by itself.
Subtract 40.
Subtract 40. Subtract 40. Okay. Out with the 40s. Negative 5x equals.
Negative 28.
Hang on. Negative what?
28.
28. And you can see this is not going to be a nice answer. Divide by what?
Negative 5.
Out with the 5s. Negative makes positive x. Divide by negative 5. 5.6. There you go. Okay, guess what? You have half the answer. Remember where the two lines intersect? That's the answer. Well, you know it intersects where? At 5.6 comma, because that's x. How do I get the y value where they intersect?
Plug
Plug
that
x
in
in
X.
for home.
You're supposed to say, you're supposed to say, well, go home and get your other value. Here it goes. Go all the way home, right there. That's where you're going to put it in for x. So your y value will equal negative 2 times 5.6 plus 10. Negative 11.2 plus 10. Right? Isn't that
Mm-hmm.
okay? Now what? What does y equal?
Negative 1.2.
There you go. So your answer for this problem is 5.6 comma 1, negative 1.2. How would you like to have graphed that?
Nope.
Because you're going to intersect at that point. Your eyes are probably not good enough to pick out a 5.6. You might have said 5.5. Maybe you said 5.75, but I doubt you're going to say 5.6. I doubt you're going to say 1.2. You might get close, but close isn't good enough.
Precise.
Okay? The graphing method is a good method. It's not a great method. I call this a great method. This method is used when you see what in the beginning? In the very beginning.
Coefficient of 1.
Coefficient of 1. Go with substitution. Okay? If you don't see coefficients of 1, go with tomorrow's lesson. And tomorrow you'll see what it is. Okay? Anyways, that's the answer. Do you have questions? Could I check these answers? Could I plug them in and see if they work? But if I do, I'm going to eat up another minute. Will you trust me they're right?
Yeah.
They are right. I've done them all day. We get the same answer all day. Okay? But on the test, what are you going to do? Check them. Use your calculator. Just punch it in quick. You don't have to even show me the work unless I tell you you have to check it. I don't usually tell you that because you should know you have to check. There you go. This one's more on your own, guys. I will give you about a 2-minute head start. Problem 2. Next page. If you don't even know where to start, then get me to your desk. Compare it to your neighbor. See if your neighbor gets the same answer. So that whole time I'm talking, we're not even on the same page. Yeah, but I did this. I only just. If you've got an answer, just show me and I'll say yes to it. I do remember the answer. You chose I would have never chosen I would have chosen 1. You know? Is that what you meant to do? Okay, so now you. Now, this is right. Except, how do you really this part? I mean, you got fractions or something like that. This is start over. Solve for x. Hey guys, let's talk. Let's make sure you're solving for the right variable. Which variable did you pick?
X.
Which x?
The first
The
one.
one with the coefficient
Yeah.
of 1.
You guys, listen. You are going to make substitution way too hard if you solve for that term, or that term, or that term. Do not solve for coefficients bigger than 1. Okay, so get rid of the 3y. Jump the fence. Put it over there. How?
Subtract.
Subtract 3y. Okay. So it would be this, wouldn't it? X equals. Isn't that it? Home. Call it home. Okay. I saw no correct answers, but if you haven't, show me now. Yes.
I got X and Y.
You got them?
I got some Y.
Yeah, which one?
X, Y.
No, no, no. You're close on the X. Super, super close. Super close, but not right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not in math.
Yes.
So then it'd be
It makes sense.
negative for the y.
Well, you can.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking opposite. Okay. So 2y.
You're just creating more work for yourself. You will get it right. It's just you like fractions. Yeah, I don't think that. Yes, you got it. That's right. That's not.
You want one on the right.
You get it? Way up. I got a story from the
Okay, so
moment.
let's say like solve for
No,
both
no.
of that, right? So be negative 2
Yes.
in parentheses.
Corner.
Hey, it's a negative 2.52, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't tell me to go copy this.
Yes.
Still doesn't make it.
Oh, yeah, it is negative. Yeah,
Substitute in it. So like in parentheses.
Maybe every day. When do you have time for that? Okay, here we go. Do you agree with my x? You don't agree with my x? Right now, you're gonna get it wrong. You gotta get that. X equals negative 3y plus 5. Put it in the other equation for what letter? X. So it's negative 2 times negative 3y plus 5. Replace the x with that number. Minus 4y equals negative 5, right? Now start running the multiplier through. What's this? What's that? Say it.
6Y.
6y. Minus 10. Minus 4y.
Equals negative 5.
Okay. Combine like terms. 6y. Take away 4y.
2Y.
2y. Take away 10 equals Negative 5. Get the y term by itself.
Add
Add 10. Add 10. 10 take away 5 is 5, so 2y equals 5. Y, when you divide by 2,
2.5.
2.5. 5 halves, 2.5, whatever you want to say. So 2.5. Okay, there it is. That is your y value, but your x value is sitting right here. X should equal negative 3 times your y value plus 5 more. So let's put it in. It goes right here. 3, negative 3 times 2.5 plus 5 equals x. X equals this times this.
7 point, negative 7 point.
7.5 negative plus 5 negative 2.5. Right? So when you wrote your answer to this, you wrote it as an ordered pair. Which one is negative? The first one. Right? That's the answer. Lots of you, for some reason, I bet I saw 3, 4, maybe 5 of you do this, which I'm trying to get you not to do this. You guys are so used to solving for y because you want to. Why do we solve for y?
That's what we're always told.
You're always told to do that because I want you to do what? Graph it. Do I want you to graph? No. If you guys were doing the substitution method, always pick the variable that has what in front? A 1. Look how easy it was for me to solve. You two guys in the middle, you two guys solve for this y, and you know what they got, guys? They got like 1/3 x plus another fraction. So they got fractions all splattered all over their paper, and nobody likes fractions.
No.
Not me. Move on down. We got one story problem to do. All right, here we go. Problem 3. Hey, I gotta be honest. By the time we get done with chapter 3, you guys will see so many story problems. They're just getting your feet wet. You're just sticking your foot in the water, feeling it out. Is it cold? Do I want to jump in? That's what's happening right now. Pretty soon, I'm going to be behind you doing this to you. I'm going to push you in the water. You're going to dive in. So you get used to it. Don't sit there and go, I hate story problems. I don't even want to try it. Because if that's you, next week, I'm pushing you in the water. And you're just going to fall in and splatter. Try this. Try hard. A music store offers piano lessons. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Piano lessons at a discount for customers buying a new piano.
Yeah.
The cost for lessons and a one-time fee for materials, music, books, CD, software, etc., are shown in the advertisement over there. So this advertisement says you get what?
300.
6 lessons for $300. Is that true?
Yeah.
No.
Plus the price of a piano.
There. No.
Whoa, no.
Because my guitar.
Okay, listen.
One-time fee for materials.
Listen. The cost for lessons and a one-time fee is over there. That $300 is not for 6 lessons. It's 6 lessons and
One time fee.
there's a one-time fee included in the $300. Okay. So is this. 12 lessons plus what? The one-time fee is in there too. So there's 2 things hidden in this number 300 and 480. 2 things are hidden. Lessons and one-time fee. All right. Here comes the question, and when the question comes, you have to say that's X. That's Y. So here it comes. What is? What do they want to know?
Cost.
What is the cost? So that would be X is the cost, so is Y. Of what? Each lesson. Oh, you want the cost of each lesson? I'll write that down here. X is the cost per what?
Lessons.
Lesson. Okay. What is the cost of each lesson and what else?
Fee.
The one-time fee. So why they want the cost of the lesson and they want the cost of
The fee.
Cost of the one-time fee. Okay. So now, at least I know what I'm looking for. I'm not going into this thing blind. I know what I'm looking for. What's the lesson cost? And what's the one-time fee cost? I need to know. Here's the big thing. Can you do this? Can you write a system? Look over there. That's everything you need to know. You're going to pay how much? $300 for what? 6 lessons and a one-time fee. Somebody tell me the equation so I can put it on paper. Taylor?
6x plus y equals 300.
No, that's not it.
Okay, can we talk about this and just see if it makes sense to you?
No.
How many lessons do you get for $300?
6.
6. Why does he say 6 times x? What's x now?
Cost of each lesson.
Cost per lesson. So if the lessons cost you $10 a lesson, 6 lessons times 10 is what? 60. I don't think the answer is $10, just so you know. I made that up. But does this make sense? You take 6 lessons times the price per lesson, plus he adds in what?
The fee.
The cost of the one-time fee. Would that equal the total price, 300?
Yeah.
Does it seem to make sense? Does it seem? No?
Yeah.
Guys, he's got it perfect. It's perfect. He says I get 6 lessons times that price per lesson, plus I get a one-time fee added in to that number. That 300 is made up of all of this. Well, now, since he did that, I bet you guys can fill in the other one. 12 lessons for 480 would be what? 12 lessons at that price plus what?
Y.
The one-time fee Y equals what?
480.
That is 80% of the problem. If you can get that on paper on quiz day and test day, I know most of you will get this right. You're on your own, guys. Go. Solve it by what method? Substitution. Pick a letter, solve for X or solve for Y. I hope it's obvious which one you should solve for. So was it obvious which variable had the 1 in front? It was the Y. And by the way, both Y's have a 1 in front. So I just picked one. I just said, I'm going to solve the top equation for Y. And here's what I got. Y equals what? Yeah, negative 6x plus 300. I subtracted 6x from both sides. All right, I've got home. This is what Y equals. I have to stick this number in for the other equation for what letter? Y. There you go. If you have an answer, show me. Here I come. Anybody? No, say what it means. That is the right answer. Say what it means.
So like, I'm just.
You don't have the entire equals 40.
Oh, yes, you got it. You got it.
You were missing the last part, otherwise you got it.
I was like, this is not right.
Okay,
Not
say what it
quite,
means.
almost there.
It's a story from, you gotta say what it means. Hey guys, you're getting answers. Whatever your answers are, use your words. Like if you say $10 for what? Is that your fee or is that your price of your lesson? Nope. Nope. Something happened when you solve for Y. How did you get this 6x over here? Did you oh, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's a negative. That messed you up right away. Right away.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Yes. 34 less. 120 for the finish.
Yes.
Yes. But you need to write that up.
I did. Like, down by
Get it? You got it over there? Not quite? Not quite?
So $4 per lesson.
Yep. What'd you get, guys?
We just need to write it out.
So,
Oh wait, my.
5 by 6, X equals 30. What was Because you said it right. Well, you didn't.
Show me what you don't quite remember.
$30 per lesson.
$30 per lesson and then.
$30 per lesson. One time fee of what? One time fee. Okay, I got lots of people. Lots of people have it, so let's keep going. Did you notice? Hey, look. Did you guys notice there's no multiplier in front of y? So when I put that number in for y, there's no reason for me to use my parentheses. I don't have to. So it's 12x plus y. Negative 6x plus 300. What's this and this?
6x.
Yes, that makes 6x. Add 300 equals 480. Take off the 300. Once you subtract it, you get 180. Good?
Divide 6.
Okay, divide by 6. Now, what some of you aren't doing, you're not reading what you set up above. X stood for, what did we write? Cost per lesson. So you should say this 30 means what? $30 per what? Lesson. Then you got to go where? With that answer, where do you go? Home. Go home with 30. So bring it up all the way to home and put it here. 30 goes here. So that means y would be what? Negative 6 times 30 plus 300 equals what?
20.
I'm just going to go quick. 180 is the answer. What's that stand for? That's the one-time fee, guys. Oh, this is negative 180. Yes.
Yes,
Plus 300
Yes.
equals
Yeah, it would be
120. Good? Got it. Now, are you guys reading your calendar though?
Yeah.
Your calendar says for the next 3 days, you get in your book. Book means bring your book. So if you have your book, you have not much time, 3 or 4 minutes. If you need a book, there's some books over there. Now, substitution is where we end today. Tomorrow it's elimination.
Mr. Trainer, after school, I have to run to the Spanish room to get my homework.
That's okay.
Okay.
I don't.